Hi, my name is Anne Marie Moore with Project Present. We're going to continue talking a little bit more about communication strategies. And I would say these are more big picture communication strategies that really help form that connection and that feeling of partnership that can exist between you and your loved one living with dementia. Something important to remember is the importance of physical contact and touch. Humans need that. And I know as our relationship changes with the person with dementia, we don't want to forget the need for that physical contact or touch. A hug, a simple tap on the shoulder, a tap on the leg, really having those moments, holding hands, whatever you feel comfortable with, can be important ways to show sort of validation, understanding, and that the person is being heard, understood, and accepted and loved. And we can use that at important times after we're listening to perhaps what they're saying, reading their body language or facial expressions. We can sometimes use physical contact or touch to help calm, soothe, or help ease the person's, perhaps if they're feeling anxious, stressed, sad, frustrated, whatever it might be. This could be a great way of calming someone. Doesn't always work, no, but it's something to think about that you don't want to eliminate that from your way of communicating. These simple acts can make a large difference. And I think what they can also show is that validation of feelings, that if the person's sad and we simply give a touch, we might not need to say anything. That can really help the person feel heard, understood, and validated in what they're feeling at that particular time. Some of the bigger picture things as well that I talk about is kind of suspending judgment, giving up control, and being flexible. Now those are huge, right? And those are hard sometimes if we're a person that likes to have control. It's really hard to get rid of that. But I think when you're caring for someone with dementia, you start realizing that you don't always have control, that you have become so much more flexible than you ever realized. And I think instead of thinking of them as these huge things that you need to do, you give yourself very small goals, right? That you might say, it's okay that my partner wears his dress pants to go walking rather than his casual workout pants. Maybe that was something that really bothered you, but you realize, why do I argue about this, right? Why do I let this be a battle? So I think it's sometimes allowing yourself to find ways to suspend the judgment, the worry, the fear of what others might be perceiving. And like I said, that's easier said than done. So finding little ways to do it. You know what? It's going to be okay that my loved one wears these pants, and I'm going to be okay with that because this is a disease that he has, and this isn't a choice, right? So understanding that, I think, is key. So I think we need to embrace our flexibility because I think you'd be surprised at how flexible you are. Learning to kind of give up some of that control and suspend some of the judgment is very freeing for a caregiver because I think it can really weigh on you when you are worried about controlling all situations and the judgment perhaps of yourself or others. So allowing yourself little goals, right? Start with little things. Don't just be like, because that's too much. And I understand these are very hard things to deal with, but I think they will ultimately be liberating for you as well as the person you're caring for with dementia. Because what you're doing is, I think, empathizing and understanding that this is a disease. We can have more control when something is in our control, but Alzheimer's is not, or memory loss, all of those sort of things, dementia, they're not in our control. So I think we have the empathy to understand, that this is a disease and we can't control that. So empathizing and understanding can really be the key. And lastly, in communicating and sharing moments with your partner, when you can find opportunities to laugh, I think that can be really important and really powerful for connecting the two of you together. Find those moments where you can laugh. And maybe the person might not be laughing that you're caring for, but maybe you need to find those moments to find the humor, to find the joy in whatever you see. Look for them little. I always think start small. Don't try to overwhelm yourself with these, way too lofty of goals because it can be very challenging. So give yourself small goals and, work toward those one day at a time, one moment at a time. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you on our next video.